if you call someone and tell them something that is true, it's hard to make out a case for defamation.
Well, as a realtor, it's her responsibility to disclose that.
She has to tell everybody that she knows that there's a lien on her home?
No, ma'am. Client.
But a title search shows that.
It would, yes.
Right, so you don't need to go out and tell everybody. You don't need to stand with a sign in front of the house saying there's a lien. You're going to get paid if you register your lien, and you did. I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues for more questions.
Mr. Cross, what we see up there is your worksheet for the work that you and your company did for Ms. Castle's job. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And did you give that to her?
Yes.
Ms. Castle, did he ever show you that?
No, I've never seen these scribblings until today.
I did tell her because she asked, why is it $1,410? I said, well, because Floyd was there. If I was there, if Floyd was by himself, I'd reduce the rate.
Well, hold on a second. Ms. Castle, you had to expect that you were going to have to pay something, right?
I expected to pay something. I expected to pay $900.
Why didn't you pay $900?
Because he was telling me that I didn't owe him $900. Now I owe him $1,400 and whatever.
In this text, he seems to say, why don't you at least pay me the $900?
Because at that point, I want to know, where are my valuables and what are you selling my valuables for? Because we're missing our Denby glassware that we were given for our wedding. My husband is missing like a ton of tools that were in the garage.
What valuables did you find in there?
If you look in the right-hand pocket, the last package, that says cost recovery.
These are items that you found to be valuable?
That's correct.
Again, I'm expecting that the balance sheet would show, okay, $900 for the 2 days of work, and then minus this.
Yes, sir,
whatever.
you got to have this in writing. I mean, it sounds like a pretty complicated procedure that you have here.
Well, you know, she was stuck on the $900 as being the total fee. That was totally incorrect. You can see the work done.
Mr. Cross, were you only responsible for taking things out, not cleaning the place, correct? Because I saw some cleaning bottles.
Debris removal and then sale of the valuable items.
But not cleaning.
Not cleaning.
I saw cleaning products.
Your Honor, this house was...
No, I see it.
Floyd was there when a customer came in to look at the house because she had it on the market, and he walked in and Floyd hadn't be standing there, and he said, this just needs to be bulldozed.
Mr.
If you look at that...
I've spent more moving out of a one-bedroom apartment paying 3 movers in one day. Flags had to go up. That's incredibly cheap. And then you were expecting 3 guys, you assumed, working for 10 hours for 2 days for $900.
I've paid less, though.
You've paid less for what?
Literally, this actual house, I paid less to one guy to come and do clean out there. I was paying him $15 an hour.
Why didn't you just hire that guy?
Because it was only one of him, and Joe had a crew.
If he found $10,000 worth of items in the house, what did you think was going to happen to that?
Then I would think that he would sell whatever, and then whatever money he makes, take that off the bill, and then he said he would give the rest.
Did you tell her it would only take 2 days?
No, ma'am. It's impossible.
Well, then why would I consent to something that could go on forever, like with no actual, like, hard stop financially?
You wouldn't. You would just say no, thank you.
Right.
And
But I was
You would just say no,
2 days.
thank you, and find someone else that could do that.
Right. But I was told 2 days.
And you thought that you weren't going to pay him anything at the end of the whole thing because he was going to sell some stuff and then give you some money to put in your pocket.
I knew that there were so many items that could be sold.
That is an unheard of deal.
I thought it was a beautiful deal, and I was ready to go.
You can have free movers, clean out your place, and pocket some money.
Are you available today? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm done.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and as far as value items, we've got them all here.
I got it.
As far as glasses, we never touched the display case, which I assume they were in.
They were not in the display case. They were in boxes because they were still in the box. We hadn't unboxed anything.
How do you know that the items are not there anymore?
Because I've been there, and they're gone.
Well, the place is still a disaster.
Ma'am, have you seen your place?
They're supposed to be...
I don't know if I'd find...
I know.
I
a lawnmower.
Here's the thing. You may not be able to find the lawnmower, but I know this place intimately.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both.
We've deliberated, we've reached a verdict, and it is unanimous. Poor communication started with not getting it in writing. This is pretty complicated, including number of men working, a sales process where you take property of hers and sell it online. This has to be in writing. This created problems. However, Ms. Castle, for you to think that you don't have to pay this man anything because he didn't complete this job in 2 days, we all agree 2 days for this project is just not reasonable. And then when he offered you $900 to cover the work that he did do, you rejected that. He has provided a worksheet here demonstrating that he did the work at the rate that he said he would do it at. So therefore, you owe him the money. So the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for $1,410, and the defendant, Ms. Castle's counterclaim is dismissed.